Perceptions of the AV world.
AVL.
Oh, jeez, man.
All right, Rob, it's on you.
Okay, so, yeah.
There's no notes on any of that paper.
Well, hold on. I'm going to my resources as we speak.
I can't. No,
Okay. All right, so...
I can't.
No, this is good. This is great content. This is great content. Cut. All right, welcome back to the Coda Bits.
What's up, peeps?
What's up, Coda fam?
Yes,
Today's a special one.
and you're listening to the Coda
Podcast.
Bits, guys.
Coda Bits.
Coda Bits. That's right. That's right.
Welcome, everybody, to Coda Bits with Chris and
Roberto.
Roberto. Welcome, everybody. We're so excited that you guys have all joined in.
About time.
I know. It's about time what? That they've
That
joined,
they joined in.
Nice. Or that we had another Coda Bits. It's been a while since the new year, I think. Right? January's already gone.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Yeah.
End of January. Rob's.
I'm just contemplating a lot of things that have happened already. So.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, Rob's
In deep
had
thought.
shoulder surgery,
Surgery.
and we're praying for a quick recovery because that's his main working, writing, typing hand.
Yeah. I'm getting around, though.
So prayers for that. Today, I think we're going to talk about perceptions of the AV world, and I would add to that and call it perceptions of the AVL world, because we do a lot of lighting, and that's all I think.
Yeah, the AVL word. I thought you said something else.
AVL,
I thought you said hell.
AVL world.
That's what I thought you said.
No, it's just
I was like,
AV.
wow, okay.
It really
he loves our
we're-
industry.
Here we go. I'm glad I do it for a living. The AVL world. And with that comes really lots of things, right? And if you've listened to any of our other podcasts,
Yeah.
we've dove into quite a bit of different
Lighting and
aspects.
different control brands, all that stuff. But the perception really does matter, right?
like what people think.
Yeah. What
and,
you
and
think.
where we've come
Right.
to this point, I would say,
Yeah.
in the AV space and like where it's derived and really getting into like the individual spaces. And by that, I mean like the production event
Yeah. Yeah.
space all the way down into,
It's
the
changed.
home.
It's changed. I think it might have improved,
Yeah.
but we'll kind of get into that too.
Might have improved.
Yeah.
Just
The perception.
just to tell the perception.
The perception.
Right. I think it's because it's in your face everywhere you go now.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. And it's not only for those that have super deep pockets. I would say, like, if you had a lot of cool AV, you had to have really deep pockets. Now I think that it's
It's available to a lot more people.
it's available everywhere, right?
Yeah.
To some
So
aspect.
just remember to follow us, like us, tweet us,
like, subscribe, Facebook,
all
Twitter,
that stuff.
all of that.
Yeah, ticket and then talk
Ticket.
it afterwards.
Take it, talk. TM, baby, right there.
That's right.
Trademark
That's right.
that
Make
one.
sure you
Ticket, then
talk
talk it.
If you're not talking things, then you shouldn't be ticking it.
That makes me, for some reason, think of your doctor, Dr. Taki.
Oh my gosh.
I love it. Hopefully you're listening. There's a shout out for you, Dr. Taki. You went to Carolina with my sister.
Yeah,
How funny
that's
is
right.
that?
I know.
Small world, but wow.
You can also find all of our website, all of our conversations on the
can't.
website.
This is unreal. Coda.com,
That's
CODA.
right. And we are also live, obviously, on Spotify and Apple Podcasts too. So
Keyword
check it
being
out.
live right now.
live at
Yeah,
this moment.
I love it.
So
yeah, let's get into that. I would say for the first section of this, let's talk about, I was actually having some good conversation with Noah, who is our studio director.
yeah,
And that we were kind of talking about what I guess everyone out there and your overall as a normal consumer and just as a bystander and and taking in AV every day, right? And
Yeah.
what that looks like. So my big example is starting at the very top. I would say the most elaborate of it all is coming. If you've ever watched the Grammys, the Emmys, anything done in full production, right?
Okay.
All those shows, it's really two-ended is what I would say, right? So the amount of technology that's at any of those events, right? At any of those spaces, the LED walls, the lights, the show, the smoke machine, like all of that, the trapeze controlled gear that comes down, all of that, and then turn full circle, I would say, and then how it's actually being broadcasted and filmed, right? So
Yeah.
there's technology on the front end, and then there's technology on the back end of it, right?
Mhm.
So being able to see that full scale and where we've come, if you've been to any sporting event and watched any of those shows, right? We used to project a lot of the stuff, and now we have LED video walls and things like that. So
Okay.
that would be full fledged. And then what would be the next step down from that?
Pro AV. Does anybody else know where he's going with this?
Sometimes I'll start a sentence and I don't even know where it's going. I just hope I find it along the way. Like an improv conversation.
I like to phone a friend.
Alexa, can you help me with this? Oh my gosh. So everybody, thank you so much for joining in.
Start back over.
I'm not
Hi,
sure.
thanks for joining
I'm
the
not sure.
podcast.
Listen, by the way, it is Friday, and I don't know if we're gonna put this one out there. But anyway, Pro AV is just a great space to be.
Perceptions
Perception of the AVL.
Oh, jeez, man.
All right, Rob, it's on you.
Okay, so yeah.
There's no notes on any of that paper.
Well, hold on. I'm going to my resources as we speak.
I can't. No,
Okay. All right. So,
I can't.
no, this is good. This is great content. This is great content. Cut. All right. Welcome back to the Coda Bits.
My stomach hurts.
Okay. So I think the perception is
I think the perception is that it's really
expensive.
expensive and easy to use and easy to operate, but it's really difficult to use, and you definitely.
Okay, I got you. So here's the thing. So you have this, everybody assumes that AV is just crazy expensive. Keep it going. We keep it going. But no, everybody assumes that, AV is just over the top, crazy expensive, and you can only do it if you are some major corporation or you're some major company out there. Maybe you're the executive VP of some giant bank. You can't afford it. Or that maybe it's just like untouchable, right? Like it's too difficult to operate. You need a whole bunch of hands back in a studio to work. There's the AV perception. Like what do people think when you think about home automation? Like what do you think when you think about?
I don't necessarily think it has anything to do with the expense part.
Right.
Now, I think the perception of AV is that it can be very gimmicky,
Yeah. Okay.
and it can be very convoluted,
Yeah.
and it can be very complex, right?
Yes.
Like, so when we send out our expectation analysis, right? What's the first thing people answer? Like every single time I've sent it out to someone out there watching this now, and they've gotten it, one of the the comments below is, if you could change anything, or what would it be? And it would be simple.
Simple.
Right?
Yeah. Easy to
Simplify
use.
it,
Yeah.
easy to use. So I would say that to me, in my opinion, would be the first
And
perception, the negative perception.
negative perception. And I think though, because what we're finding is you can't go, we've talked about this in, previous podcasts and episodes, is the idea that you go everywhere and it's in front of your face everywhere. It doesn't matter. You can go to the home improvement store. You can go to, I mean, even Walmart. You can go to these large retail spaces, and they have some form of automation. And I think the other perception is everybody has it or has to have it also, right? Like you get to a point where like it's almost becoming a part of everyday life.
Well, it is, right? Doesn't every single person
Drive something that's
drive something? Doesn't
Yeah.
every single person have a
Yeah.
phone? Like how many people do you know right now in your life that don't have a smartphone of some sort? Brand agnostic, don't have a smartphone. How many people can you name in your entire Rolodex?
There's none now at this point.
Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
My dad's 82 years old and the man's running an iPhone. Yeah, I mean he might not use
All the apps.
all of it, but
Right.
he sure as heck loves the Harris-Teeter app and the CBS app and the weather app, you know? I
Yep.
mean, but even what I never would have thought my father would have been able to, you know, have a device like that. So my perception of technology is changed
Yeah.
to a degree, you know, even thinking those that came or the generations kind of prior before us, because I think we were right there in that shift
Yeah.
of the technology boom,
Yeah.
right? So the internet had just
I'll say
come out
modern
and-
technology, but yes, I mean, I get what you're saying because,
Yeah.
but there's a difference.
We're not
like-
talking about a tube TV, right?
No,
Like,
but
that's not really
But
the
like
technology.
my littlest one, like she watches how we operate phones, and she now operates a phone at the age of 4. You know,
It's
she's playing
insane.
on mommy's phone or
It's
my
insane.
phone, right? And so it's just kind of funny because, you know, it's almost like an expectation now. Like in your
Yes.
home, if you don't have some type of automation,
And you
like,
are
who
living
you,
back
right?
in, what day and age are you living in?
Yeah.
Right now, like if you don't have something of major technology in your home, it's like
Yeah, and you get to a point too where like, you know, even with your own parents, like people are being forced to have to learn it, right? Because like they don't necessarily want it. A lot of people push back, and for years it has seemed like they were pushing back on it. My parents included, a lot of
Yeah.
older generations were pushing back on it, and now it's almost to the point where they can't even operate daily. Like you got to do medical check-ins. You have to do telemedicine now is a big thing.
Yeah.
You know, you got to do prescription check-ins. I know I'm like calling out a whole generation there.
Sorry about that.
In a
y'all.
retirement community, but
Y'all
you
please
know,
still check in to us next
Yeah.
week
yeah, we
for
might.
other podcasts. But again, I mean, it's even like we're recording this podcast, and how is it being broadcast? It's being
Streaming on the
broadcast.
internet,
It's
yeah.
streaming on like 6 different platforms.
Yeah,
and
YouTube, all that.
And that's
I didn't plug that earlier. So there you go.
But I mean, it's crazy but that's where we are today.
Yeah.
And then, so I guess the perception,
Overall
right,
perception. Sure.
yeah, the overall perception is that I would say originally the perception of AV was maybe so you had to have a lot of money or you had
Okay,
to have a
yeah.
lot to have a good experience with technology, right?
Yeah.
And AVL, whatever it may be. Especially during that, I would say the first boom of flat screens.
Yeah.
Right. If you didn't have a lot of money, you didn't own a flat screen. Right?
Yeah.
Now, same question. Do you know anybody that has a tube TV still?
No. But
Right,
so okay, we're gonna take a small break here, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell you
Thank
that
God.
during this time, here's what you need to do. Make a couple comments below on the videos if you're watching this. Give us some of the struggles that you're having right now with your technology, with the perception that you had, maybe even something that you were originally sold that you didn't necessarily get. And, you know, we'd like to hear from you on that. So I think that's a good, thing that we can kind of do, kind of take a couple of questions that way as well. And then, of course, if you're watching a recorded version of this, we can always respond as well and see how we can help you or at least get some of these questions
Yeah, some
answered in the
feedback
next
is
session.
always healthy.
Right? Yep.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So see you in a little bit.
Like what you are hearing so far? Well, you can visit Coda.com to see even more resources on topics like this. Content designed to help you, the customer, make the best decision for your integrated technology needs. Also, while you're there, be sure to follow us on social media to stay up to date on the latest technology and get a glimpse of what life is like here at Coda.
Let me clear my throat.
We're not going to wrap that.
Thank you guys for coming back.
No, hold on.
We,
Are we ready?
we came back. Yeah, no, we're back. No, we're
Not
coming.
done.
No, we're coming back regardless. So Rob had, when we braked, he actually phoned a friend. So we came back. Here's the perception. We're going to go straight into the question that we kind of started with. The perception of AV. It's easy, y'all. See what I'm saying? It's easy. It's easy. Everyone should get it. Everyone has it. And if you've got the right company
Yeah.
and the right people,
Yeah.
it's easy. You know?
It is.
I mean, there's more complex systems, right? But no matter what, it should be
changed
easy.
so much, man.
It should be easy.
Yeah.
It should be easy. No matter what you decide to do, whether you buy all the products yourself or you hire out a pro, it should be easy. And it should improve your lifestyle.
Should.
Right? I mean,
Absolutely. And if it's not,
you called the wrong company.
uh-huh,
And you shouldn't have done it yourself.
that's what you get.
Tune into our last podcast.
That is what
See I'm
you
saying?
get.
See what I'm saying? We're going to lose half
We're
of the
watching you
viewers
right now. You know who you are.
Yeah, we
You're
know.
watching
We
today.
know. It's all those that call. Listen, I've got all my doorbells. I've got all my TVs on my own.
Hold on, what about them Alexa lights now?
Alexa lights and Hue lights and this and this and this.
Look at my app
And
that
then-
has everything on it and no automation behind it. You know who
Right.
you are. Your wife
Right.
hates you.
How do I push this button? Lights keep flicking on and
Listen.
off and on and off. It's
You will
crazy.
come save your marriage.
Hey, I know. I'm just gonna. Can I just go? Can we go right? Can
Yeah.
we just steer right for
Steer
a second?
right.
All
Yep.
right. So I want to discuss
Yes.
why the heck are you here? Like why the perceptions
Why
of
are-
technology? Why are you here?
Me or
No, I'm not talking to them right now. I'm talking to you. Why are you here? Like perceptions of AV and all of that and
Yeah.
what everyone else thinks about it. Why the heck did you choose this? And why are you here?
Well,
Like,
since I was a kid, I
want the short.
short version.
Yeah,
Man, that's not possible with me, dude.
I know. Go ahead. We have
All
50
right.
minutes.
Starting now.
My wife, by the way, is going to make fun of the hyena laugh.
Okay. So since I was a kid,
I'm all
I
ears.
loved taking things apart and putting it back together.
You stole my line.
And well, that's why we're business partners, because I'm assuming that your story is a lot of the same.
Yeah, it's
as
pretty
mine.
similar.
And so I've always loved doing that and doing puzzles and things like that, right? And the end product was always my favorite part, right? Now you would get kind of depressed because, like, man, I just
Whether
put
it was
together
broken or
this
not.
1,000-piece puzzle, or I would spend all this time on my Lego set. Here we are, and now I'm done. What do I do next? And I've always been that way. And to some degree, that's kind of what home automation and commercial AV, and it's like you have all these moving pieces. If it was literally us, you know how you used to take those big tube TVs and hang them on the wall, or you had those big cabinet TVs that first started out? I promise you, I would not be in this industry
No,
if
I
that
would
was still
like
something.
Sony like the Trinitrons
No chance,
of the world.
right?
I wouldn't be doing this.
What we do is now multiple pieces, right? Design, like getting into fabrics and lighting choices and how things work.
It's actually way less AV centric
It is.
than it is atmosphere
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the overall design feel
Yes.
of a space. I feel like that's what we do.
Yeah, and that's probably going to be more towards your direction. But what I was going to say even more so was making that stuff work for me is so much fun. Like I enjoy taking all of these things that 20 years ago did not link up, did not work together, right? Lights and shades.
Do you ever
and-
remember X10?
Yeah.
Do you ever remember that?
Power control or
Yeah.
control over power.
So it looked like a little alarm clock.
Yeah.
I would say that was like the start of being able to control something through a main center interface, you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
X10. And I really thought that was the coolest thing
Yeah.
since sliced
Well,
bread,
that's the
you
thing.
know?
Like at one point it was audio over here, and then it was like you did have some light control systems over there, and then you had, and now it's like having all those work in one complete system is such, I don't know why, but it's fulfilling because you feel like a magician, like a master, right? Because you're tying all this stuff
and
in,
it's the
right?
cool factor, right?
Yeah.
It's the coolness. Even if you've got to push 2 buttons or 3 buttons and you make something happen and it all works together, it feels cool. You look cool. You show your home off. You show wherever
best-
this is.
The best
right?
part is
But-
like pushing one single button and making a lot of different things, a lot of different, like across a lot of different systems, all
Right.
work seamlessly together.
Together.
I think that's so neat. And,
Yeah.
you know, it is fun to do audio. I mean, I like music and video is really neat, but tying all this stuff together, honestly, is why I do what I do. Cause it's like this wow factor because it seamlessly behaves between, right? So it's like during the time of day, you'll get different colored lights. You'll have different dimming during the time of day, even or based off this where the sun is.
human-centric
You
part
can
of
have
things.
like shades drop during, you know, I mean, there's just so much to it. And I think that because of that, it is more prioritized and specialized than it used
Well,
to.
let's talk about real world for a second. So here's a prime example. So before we came in and we're going to sit down and record this today,
okay.
real live experience in our own office. So Rob and I are in our main office, and we have a Zoom room set up
Yeah.
inside of our own office. And it's things like this that you don't realize that technology can improve on that are, it's literally like technology side by side with technology. Now, what the heck does that even mean? Right? You're so confused. Do you need to phone another
I don't
friend?
know, Alex.
Nice. Well, let me explain. Is that a good radio
What
voice?
is automation?
Noah, is that a good radio voice? So listen, let me explain. No, seriously, pay attention. Hold with me.
Okay.
You've got something that we never had before, whether it be Teams, Zoom, or any of that. Video interfacing came out with, you know, iPhone and FaceTime and all that. But now that's how we have our meetings. Everyone has done it. Literally everyone listening and probably watching this has absolutely been in a Zoom, whether it be through business or a computer, or for their kids at school or anything. So you've got the technology of being in a Zoom room. We've got
Yeah,
that
that's
set up.
super high tech, man. That used to never
So-
happen.
right?
Gotcha.
We've got audio
think-
coming out of a soundbar, cameras,
Yeah.
touchscreen controlling the
Yeah,
Zoom
man.
room, all of that.
Microphone, all that.
Right?
Yep.
Cool. That's the technology coming together with technology. And what I mean by that, ready? Hold on. On top of that, we now have embedded Savant, the automation platform.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you know where I'm going, right?
Kinda. I'm about 75% there.
Okay. So let me get you to 76. So on top of the really coolness of the Zoom room,
Yeah.
we have Zoom operating independently. And then within our office space, we have shades, we have lighting,
Yeah.
we have music, we have all of that. We have a light outside of our door that can color change, correct?
Yeah.
So now, Rob, and this is pat on his shoulder, right? This is why
This one.
I think he's the programming guru of the world. But now we have Savant embedded with Zoom. So let me explain what just happened when we just got into our last Zoom meeting, because we have the technology embedded with a separate portion of technology
Yeah.
now working
Together.
cohesively
Yeah.
together. Literally, we go to our the touchscreen. It's actually Crestron touchscreen that's running our Zoom room, and you hit start meeting. So our flat panel display is an art frame display, so it looks nice and pretty when it's off. It then flips over, goes into the Zoom, starts the video broadcast. As you do that, the shades behind us to get rid of glare,
Yep.
the shades automatically come down over the windows and door. The lights in the space ramped up because we have them kind of
Yeah.
dim in our
During normal
conference
hours.
area,
Yep.
right? The lights went up. And then to add more icing on that, we have music always playing in our office.
Yep.
Low, but it's on.
Yeah.
That automatically pauses and goes to off. Pause are off, right?
Yep.
That shuts off. And then the light outside of our door for the main rest of the office to come
So they know
to
not
see
to
us
mess with us.
goes
We're
from
doing
normal
something.
light
Yep.
color to red.
Yeah.
That's insane
Yeah.
when you really think about it.
Yeah.
Now, perception of AV is like, there's no way that it's got to be so complicated. There's no way that can happen. But you've literally just shown that you can have not only something that was so far fetched, Zoom, video
Yeah, be able to
conferencing,
video conference, that's
talking,
like-
multiple people, seeing
Yeah.
everyone's
It's like Back
face,
to the Future stuff.
and then to add like icing,
To the
like
the
cherry
cake.
on top,
Yeah, yeah.
you're adding that. Now you're saying with just one button, all he did was start the meeting, y'all.
Yeah.
He started the meeting, and then all these things happen.
And the cool thing is honestly, and you're talking about this,
Are you at 100%? You were at 75 and
95.
95. Now take them to what happens after the fact.
Okay. So the best part about this is that what we have going
crazy.
on is actual automation. So there's nothing else that needs to happen.
Right.
So the meeting can even automatically start as a setting we can start in that we can set up in Zoom.
Inside of Zoom.
And without touching the Savant system,
Right.
it automatically says, "Oh, a meeting started."
I've recognized the meeting.
And I'm going to and I'm going to stop the music, lower the shades, raise
Dim
up the
the
lights,
light,
all
whatever.
that stuff, right? Then we have it to where if video stops, the TV just turns off and all that stuff still stays the same. 'Cause
Video stops.
Video
not
stops,
the meeting.
Not the meeting, because that happens all the time.
Right.
So you're giving cues to people and that type of stuff, right? But now you're just completely done and your meeting's over. Now what did you do?
You end meeting.
You in meeting, shades raised back up, lights dim back down, and you're back to the light goes
And
back
light
to
outside the door
normal,
goes to normal.
and it all starts back over. And so, dude, that's why I love what
That's
I
crazy.
do. And it's crazy stuff, man. And the reality is it's making the experience easier, more enjoyable, and that's what we do at Coda.
Yeah. And I mean, we get Getty about this stuff till now. Like we live this, do this. We've seen all the technology that there is. We still get excited about the little bits and pieces. We grabbed Derek, our lab director, yesterday. We got some of the new product in. I mean, for us, we hadn't tried these yet.
Yeah.
Little
Noons.
touchscreen Noons by Savant.
Buy from Savant. That's right.
And we grabbed them. All three of us were like,
try
Derek
this bad boy.
Derek looked at it. He said, "Anything other than doing work orders, absolutely, I'll do it." And he grabbed it, and we installed it.
in
And
another
now,
Zoom room, actually, that we
and
have here.
I'm sorry, what? So you ran a Cat 6 to it? What all did you do to that?
No, and
What was it before, and what is it now?
well, it was a light switch before.
Sweet. It was a smart.
Yeah, it was a
Lutron
smart
light switch.
Yeah.
Cool.
But now it's a
is it now?
keypad. Now it's a OLED keypad that runs Savant scenes that can turn on and off the lights and literally start the Zoom.
The Zoom room, a
Yeah.
light switch. Hold on,
light switch.
I'm like,
and it's one light switch,
I
by the
don't
way.
I don't understand that.
Yeah.
A light switch,
Yeah.
OLED screen now is running the
Yeah.
Zoom room and the TV and all of that.
Easy, too.
So it's technology.
It's a scene.
It's technology running technology.
Yeah.
Are you at 100%?
I'm at 100%.
He's at 100, ladies
and gentlemen.
He's at 100. I won.
Cue the crowd cheering in the background.
I don't have that. He took all of that away. Let me see. Hold on. No, I don't have it. He took it away from me.
That's okay.
Noah, shame on you. Noah, if you're watching, shame on you. You are watching because you're right there. I can see. Nice. Anyway, so I'm just
Start
saying,
back
I know like everyone
It's
kind of,
easy.
like there's a lot to what we do, and we thoroughly enjoy what we do.
Yeah, I
Right?
do.
Because the layering of the
It's
technology,
fun.
and being able to do that.
It's so much fun. And it's fun to also get that feedback from clients.
Yeah.
It's fun to see when this stuff works. You know, the thing is that our goal, right, here at Coda is to limit the learning curve. I think that's a good little coin term, trademark TM. It's been TM'd. You can't.
Tim.
So
Tim.
is to limit the learning curve. And that's what we have to do is that when you have multiple employees in a restaurant business or anything else coming in and out of the manager, or the office is what I mean to say, and they need to start the restaurant up, or you have multiple locations and you already have gone, like, how are we fixing that, right? How are we fixing?
And I wouldn't say that that's all on us. I think that's really important that the manufacturers that are in this space, right,
Yes.
are doing a better job of making sure that it's consumer friendly and it works on the consumer side of things, not just our side. 'Cause
Yes.
I feel like you could make anything work,
Sure, we
I mean, I could give you
Sure,
a
we
gamut of 18 different products and give
I'm
you
gonna
a
make it,
home
I'm gonna make it
and
all
say
work
make
together.
it work together.
We'll all make
right?
it work
But-
together.
So I think that's important.
It is, and if you're a manufacturer listening, he is making a very valid point.
I mean,
right?
it's true,
Yeah.
because we're still only, so here's to everyone, like one of the biggest things and the struggles that we have. So our perception of it, that maybe you guys have is that if you did pay us, then everything should just go smooth and super easy and it's perfect every single time.
Yeah.
But we're still limited on the resources that we have coming from the individual manufacturers and the vendors that we have.
I think
and the
that
product
what's really
that's
driving that
on
industry
market.
though is all of the listeners, all the consumers. Actually, now it's in such high demand.
It
even
is.
even in a supply chain nightmare that we're running across
Yeah.
right now, it's in such high demand that people tend to have actually a little bit more patience with stuff with the technology. But now you can't be a manufacturer
never
and
met one
not
of my
really
children.
produce something that isn't somewhat user friendly or at least open to other platforms. And that's happened for years where you'll talk to manufacturing, they're like, oh, we're not ready for that. We're not ready for that. Now it's almost a requirement that anybody should be able to pick it up. Now, integrate with other pieces, that's where we come into play.
Right.
But like to just pick it up and start working, it needs to be that
I
easy.
think we're like, if you had to sum us up, I think we're like the magic sauce,
Yeah.
right? We're like the magic sauce that can take A, B, and C and tell you, I definitely think those will work together and we can mesh them. But if we can add a little bit of D in there, then we can make it all come together. You're hilarious. Noah's gonna have to cut that section. Anyway, so it's like if you were able to take, like, we're like A, B, and C, and if you could take those all together, I feel like we're
They're
the
the dark
person,
matter. We're the dark matter. The stuff that holds it all together.
the glue.
Ooh, I got you.
The glue.
I got you.
Got you.
No,
The
no,
dark
dark
what's dark
matter.
matter. What is that from? Is that from a
Man,
movie?
you're talking about like some like physics stuff right there, buddy. But it's the stuff that keeps all the molecules from continuing to spread apart. It's kind of like a glue. It's like the paste. Between
Someone's
going to
call him out on this. They're
paste
gonna
between
put it in the
comments.
chat.
Tell me
Put it
how
in the
ridiculous
chat.
I am, please.
About talking about molecules. AV guy talking about molecules. I love it. Welcome to Bill Guy, the science guy. Bill Nye, the science guy.
Crickets. Oh my gosh. That was a
moment
pause
of-
for everyone
moment
else.
of silence.
Okay. So anyways,
Anyway.
wrapping up here, man, I feel like for the most part, we've had this has been a fun discussion. It's not really long, but listen, the perception for so many people for so long has been that AV is difficult, expensive, not cool. The list goes on. There's so many negative things, but now we've kind of made this, we've made this transition to where now the perception is it needs to be in my home. It needs to be in my business. I need to be driving around with it. I would say to some degree, it needs to be even where they worship.
It's not a want anymore.
It's
a need.
It's a part of a lifestyle, right? And so we've coined, TM, lifestyle technologies that simplify and inspire. And what we really mean by that here at Coda is that we want all of your systems to work seamlessly together. Okay, seamlessly being the catchphrase. Okay, being that one.
That was
point
the dark
term.
matter.
That's the dark matter that unites all things into one. Go
One for
Marvel.
all.
Yeah. Thor. And we're going to get into a little bit.
I
Anyways.
think we need another silence.
And break. Okay, so we're back.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining.
We're here today to talk
y'all,
about.
we are on another level today, but sometimes this happens, So
Yeah.
we have fun. We have fun with what we
Well,
do, and
we enjoy
this
it.
is exciting.
Yes, and and listen, tune in next time. We have no idea what we're going to talk about.
We got all these
And-
things like talk about what we're talking about next time, and that we're
And it's going to be 20 minutes. We've
We
hit
have
our
no
threshold.
idea. Yeah, we have hit the threshold. They're
So now we know
shutting
we're
us
going to
down
cut.
on the cameras.
But listen, we really enjoy what we do. And if you get anything out of this,
very, very
you're going to
in-depth
just love the next ones.
You're totally
You're going to
gonna
love the next
ones.
podcast.
We are
We promise.
incredible. I mean, this is real. We should charge, to be honest. Like, we should charge for some
We should have
of
just some
this.
guests random.
Yeah. Welcome. We have.
Sorry, Noah.
Sorry. Anyway, moving on. Thank y'all.
Yes. Thank you for
This
joining
has,
us.
Been a fun one.
Yeah.
Y'all all tune in next time
Yeah.
for a very in-depth conversation about something. See ya.